Hi, I'm Liz. I've had some requests for people that wanted me to show how I do TruShine. So I just removed my wraps, and actually I had TruShine on before, but I just removed that. I've already cleaned my nails, removed all the cuticles, pushed everything back, and got them all ready. The only thing I haven't done yet is wipe them down. When I do TruShine, I really like to use the big Jamberry wraps instead of a lot of times otherwise I just use like little prep pads that I find in the diabetic section at my supermarket. But for TruShine, I really like to use the big ones from Jamberry. Since you need to wipe your nails at the beginning of the application and then also at the end of the application as well, I just feel like these work a little bit better. So get them all nice and clean. I'm not going to do TruShine on all my nails, and for the video here I'm just going to do a couple just to kind of show my process. So I'm going to tip it down so you won't see me anymore, you'll just see my hands. But that's what you need to see to know what's going on here. So hopefully you can see this okay. I think you can. So I need to start with my base coat. So I got my base coat here. When I store them upside down actually, and that helps keep it more concentrated towards the top for a better application. Don't shake them, just do like a roll like this, and that'll kind of warm them up. So sorry that's kind of low, but like this, I just roll them back and forth in my hands, and that wiggles them around a little bit, but without getting a lot of air bubbles. So I remove pretty much all of the gel off the brush. The brush is almost completely empty. And then when I put it on my nail, I start kind of in the middle and just get a really, really super thin coat. It's hard to tell with the base coat just how thin you're getting it, but you want it really, really thin. So I'm going to do that nail, and I think I'm going to do this one also over here. Again, I kind of start in the middle of the nail and then push back toward the cuticle a little bit, and then brush it along the sides as well, being really careful not to get it on the sides of my nail on the skin. So I'm getting kind of a blob where it was going down, so I'm going to brush that off again. And then I want to get the tops of the nails. This is called capping, so I just kind of go back and forth along the edge and then again at the top. If you have really short nails, capping can be kind of difficult to not get it on your skin, but it's really important to set it. So once I have that done, I put those in. When I'm doing all my nails, I only do 4 fingers at a time, not the thumb also. So I do 4 fingers on one hand, 4 fingers on the other hand, and I do the 2 thumbs together and put the 2 thumbs together in there. If you try to put your 4 fingers and your thumb in at the same time, it doesn't really fit well, and you're going to end up banging your nails against the mirror on the back, and then it'll mess them up. So I just do 4 fingers at a time, or if I'm, this time I'm doing a mix match, so I just do however many fingers on one hand that I want to do. I'm putting on my nails and I'm recording it. So I just need to wait for the light to finish setting here. As soon as the light turns off, that's set. I just and then I'm going to try the new black onyx. I just got that this week. So, oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Haven't tried this one before, so we'll see how this goes on together. So really thin coats is the key to a good application with TruShine. If you get too thick of coats, then you're likely to have them pop off. So I'm going to start with just this super thin coat here. You can see it's starting to glob up a little bit. So I brush off my brush again on the bottle. Just get the excess off, and I'm going to brush around. I can see I just got a little bit on the side of my finger there, so I'm going to have to clean that up, and that's good that happened. So now I can show you how I do that. So it's getting kind of globby again, so brush off and keep on spreading it. I spread it back towards the cuticle, but making sure that I don't go all the way towards the end of the nail. Hopefully you can hear me okay. My kids just turned the video way up, I think, because they didn't want to listen to me. So now their movie is pretty loud. So that nail looks pretty good to me. I'm going to come back and look at this one again. Looks a little bit thick on the side. Okay, so I'm going to have this just be my first coat, and I can see there's a little bit on my nail, or on my finger right here next to the nail, so I'm just going to take my orange stick and brush that off, and that's why I always have a paper towel here when I do it, because then I can just clean it off on the paper towel. One thing to be careful of though, last time I did that, and I actually had a lot because I was doing a gel with sparkle and it was just super thick, so I ended up with a lot on my paper towel, and then the next time I went to do a coat, I put my hand on it and then it was like all over the bottom. So just, don't make my mistakes. I'm going to put that in and set it. Okay, so now I'm ready for another coat. So again, I brush off the brush on the bottle, make sure I'm getting the most of the gel off just so I can do a really thin coat again, starting in the middle, brushing out towards the end, and then kind of pushing it back towards the cuticle. You might have noticed that I didn't cap that last one. I don't always worry about capping my color coats. It's probably a good idea to do it. I just, a lot of times I don't. So I try to remember for sure to cap my base coat and my top coat. But my color coats I don't always cap, and it seems to go fine without it. A lot of times when you cap, you get some on the bottom of your nail, and I guess I just don't like having that color on the underside of my nail. So just brush that on there thin. I'm going to come back and take a look at this other one again and how it looks. Alright, looks like that time I did a pretty good job not getting it on my finger around, but if I did, again, I just take the orange stick and I clean up around the edges before you set it. Before you set it, you can always get them nice and clean and it'll wipe off good. Once it's set, it's a lot harder to get clean. Okay, this time it looks like I'm going to need at least a third coat, if maybe not a fourth. I always do at least 2 coats and then just kind of see how it looks depending on the color. Sometimes that's good. But this time with the black, it looks like it might need a little bit more than that. So follow the same steps. The middle of the nail, push out towards the ends. It's kind of annoying to have to do more coats because you put it on so thin, but the upside is it's going to stay better. So yes, it takes a little bit more time to do it that way and get a good application, but your application is going to last longer and then you don't have to do it as often. So that's a good thing. All right, and I'm going to make sure that it's clean along the sides here. All right, I think I'm happy with those 3 coats. I think that got me a good color. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go on to my top coat. I'm gonna try the matte top coat. I just got that in this week, so I'm excited to try that and see what kind of finish that gives. So the regular standard top coat is a very high shine gloss top coat. I can see this one looks totally different. It seems to be very thick and very opaque as well. So top coat the same way that you do the base coat and even the color coats, kind of start in the middle and I think my computer just went dead. Okay. I'll start. Hopefully that's going to work now to get the rest of this video in. Start in the middle and push your way back towards the cuticle and up towards the edge. Again, this seems to be pretty thick, so I want to make sure that I'm really careful about getting a thin coat on it. And then again with my top coat, I want to make sure that I cap the end. So I'm going to brush back and forth along the edge, and then I smooth out the surface again. Brush back and forth along the edge and smooth out the surface again. And that looks good. Still looks a little bit glossy, so maybe once it sets, that'll change it to being the matte. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, after it's all done, then you want to take your wipe again and clean off the surface. It would still be tacky to the touch, so you want to get that stickiness off of it. It might take some of the color off. It might look like it's taking the color off, but it's fine. It's not really taking the color off, just a little bit of the excess or something, I think. And so that, and dry them a little bit, see what that matte top coat does to it, and yeah, there we go. It's a completely matte finish now this time. So once that sticky was wiped off, it's a totally matte finish, and I like it. So there we go. That's how I do TruShine. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please just comment or let me know, and I'm happy to answer. Thanks.